1,000 ships launching into the sea.
A city with walls that touched the sky.
Heroes who fought like gods. For 3,000 years, the story of Troy has haunted us. We are told it was a war for love.
A war for Helen, the most beautiful woman in the world.
But history tells a darker story.
This was not a romance.
It was a world war. It was the collision of East and West. The Mycenaean Greeks against the Hittite allies of Anatolia.
It was a brutal 10-year siege that ended in fire and blood.
And when Troy fell, the Bronze Age collapsed with it.
This is the true story of the Trojan War.
To understand the war, you must understand the prize.
Troy, Wilusa, was not just a city. It was the gateway to the Black Sea, the choke point of ancient trade.
The Greeks, led by King Agamemnon of Mycenae, were hungry for gold. They needed an excuse to attack. They got one. Prince Paris of Troy visited Sparta on a diplomatic mission.
Welcome to Sparta, Prince. We hope your stay is a long one.
The reports are true, my king. We have no time left.
He left with Queen Helen, the wife of King Menelaus.
Was she kidnapped? Did she run away? It didn't matter.
Agamemnon had his casus belli, his cause for war. He united all of Greece. Achilles, Odysseus, Ajax, the greatest assembly of warriors the world had ever seen set sail for Asia.
The Greeks expected a quick victory. They were wrong.
Troy was built to survive the apocalypse. Its walls were massive, slanted stone fortifications designed to deflect battering rams. King Priam and his son Hector commanded a city that could not be breached.
For 9 long years, the Greeks rotted on the beach. They raided nearby towns. They grew sick. They fought among themselves.
Achilles, the greatest Greek warrior, refused to fight because of a dispute over a slave girl. Without him, the Greeks were losing. The war had become a stalemate.
For full story, you need to subscribe and stay with us for next full video.
Then, the war turned personal.
The Trojans, led by Prince Hector, pushed the Greeks back to their burning ships.
Forward, men! Charge to the shore! Patroclus, Achilles' cousin, stole Achilles' armor to lead the Greeks back into battle. You are finished! I have slain the great Achilles!
Hector killed him, thinking he was fighting Achilles. When Achilles heard the news, his rage shook the earth.
He returned to the battlefield not for Greece, but for revenge.
He slaughtered Trojans until the river ran red with blood.
Hector!
He called out Hector.
Hector!
The duel between Achilles and Hector is the climax of the Iliad. Raw rage versus noble duty. Achilles won. He dragged Hector's body behind his chariot in the dust. Troy mourned.
Great darkness falls upon Troy.
But Troy did not fall.
Achilles seemed invincible, but even he was mortal.
Paris, the prince who started the war, fired an arrow guided by fate or Apollo.
It struck Achilles in his heel, his only weak point. The greatest warrior of the age died in the dust.
Both sides were exhausted. The greatest heroes were dead. Brute force had failed. If the Greeks were going to win, they didn't need strength. They needed a trick.
Enter Odysseus, the most cunning man in Greece. He realized they could never climb the walls. The Trojans had to open the gates themselves. The Greeks burned their camp and sailed away, leaving behind a massive wooden horse. A peace offering to the gods? A trophy? Burn it, said some. Bring it in, said others. Pride won. They dragged the horse inside the city as a symbol of victory. That night, Troy slept, but the horse was not empty. Odysseus and his elite team climbed out of the horse. They killed the sentries. They opened the massive gates.
For the
The Greek fleet, which had hidden just over the horizon, returned. What followed was not a battle. It was a massacre.
It was a brutal 10-year siege that ended in fire and blood.
By morning, Troy, the greatest city in the east, was nothing but ash. King Priam was butchered on the altar. The women were enslaved.
Faster!
The baby son of Hector was thrown from the walls to end the royal line. Agamemnon was murdered by his wife.
The Greeks won, but they lost everything too. The journey home took them 10 years. Greece collapsed into a dark age soon after. Was it worth it? The war was real. The fire was real.
The heroes may be myth, but the tragedy is history.
This video was just the beginning. The story continues with Odysseus and the 300 Spartans.
If you want to see those stories, you need to be subscribed. And tell us in the comments, who was the real hero? Achilles or Hector? Click the button, hit the bell, and like this video to support the channel.